Imagine if you have been saving up to buy a car or go on a vacation, but then you hear that the economy is about to enter a recession. You might be worried because you don't know how this will affect your plans and what it means for the future of your finances. It's important to understand why this potential recession in 2023 could be the worst of your lifetime, so that you can protect yourself and plan ahead. The worst recession of our lifetime is a daunting reality that may soon become a harsh reality. As recessions are often marked by job losses, financial strain, and decreased productivity, it is important to understand the common challenges people will face if they don't know how to deal with this potential economic recession. From developing strong financial plans to creating strategies for managing risk, everyone should be aware of the possible recession in 2023 and how to best prepare for it. Many of us are feeling uncertain about the future and the potential for a recession in 2023. As we all know, recessions can bring financial crisis and job insecurity. In this video, we will explore what causes a recession, how to recognize one before it happens, what signs to look out for that may indicate an impending recession in 2023, how different industries could be affected by a recession, and strategies for protecting your finances during a possible recession probability. Overview of the current economic climate. The world has changed drastically since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting economic recession. The global economy took a significant decline as many countries put in place lockdowns and other measures meant to protect health. With the decline in economic activity, a high unemployment rate, and decreasing consumer spending, 2020 saw one of the most extreme recessions ever recorded. However, as we move into 2021, there are some signs that recovery is on its way. Many economies have started to reopen, with the business cycle returning to normal operation, albeit with restrictions still in place to ensure public safety. This economic recovery has allowed some industries to stabilize and even grow despite the impact of the pandemic. While progress is being made in terms of economic expansion, there are still significant risks on the horizon that could derail this progress. The economic climate in 2022 was concerning and uncertain, with high interest rates and the risks of escalating conflict in the Russia-Ukraine region. This has a direct effect on our day-to-day lives, making it harder to save money, buy goods, invest in our future, or even plan for retirement. High interest rates and instability in the markets can cause recession, and many economists are predicting that a recession will hit in 2023. It is important to be aware of the potential risks so that you can be prepared for whatever economic challenges may come your way. What causes recessions and how to recognize them? Recessions are a normal part of the economic cycle and can be caused by a variety of factors. They usually occur when there is negative economic growth, followed by a sharp decline in economic activity, such as production, employment, and investment. In order to recognize an impending recession, it is important to understand the causes and symptoms of one. The most common cause of a recession is an increase in interest rates. When the cost of borrowing money becomes too high, businesses and consumers are less likely to invest or spend money, which in turn causes production and employment to decrease. Additionally, recessions can also be caused by high levels of debt, declines in stock prices, decreases in consumer confidence, and political instability. The signs of an impending recession in 2023. Recessions can usually be identified by a number of telltale signs, such as a significant decline in the economy, a rising unemployment rate, decreasing consumer spending, and increasing bankruptcies. It is important to pay attention to these signs so that you can anticipate and prepare for an impending recession. The decline in economic activity. The recession effects of Russia's war are becoming a reality, as global GDP is expected to be at least $2.8 trillion lower by 2023, harnessing the recession in its grip. Tighter monetary policies have had considerable knock-on effects on the rest of the world, with global growth projected to remain subdued through 2022 and into 2023. From rising prices to large-scale job losses and reduced standards of living, the recession encompasses more than just numbers on paper. It's an underlying message that severe consequences come with any major conflict. Rising unemployment. November 2022 saw the U.S. labor market staying firm at an unchanged rate of 3.7%, with the recession that began in February 2022 seemingly having no major impact on unemployment. The numbers reveal a decline of 138,000 in total unemployment, which is likely attributed to lingering economic anxieties caused by the recession. Nevertheless, recent figures have remained close to September's 29-month low of 3.5%, suggesting that conditions of a tight labor market will continue to contribute to inflationary pressure in America, despite some retraction. This might come as bad news for job seekers who saw the number of unemployed went up by 48,000 to 6.01 million in November. Decreasing consumer spending. The recession brought about by the pandemic has left consumers with less to spare, as evidenced by the slight dip in spending witnessed in 2022. A decline that could be attributed to economic uncertainty and a greater need to save. However, what needs to be noted is that despite this recessionary climate, consumer spending is still at levels higher than in 2019. A careful balance between saving and spending is the order of the day for many consumers today. Increasing bankruptcies. The recession is still taking its toll on America, as evidenced by the rising number of bankruptcy filings in the U.S. Data from a PICS bankruptcy analytics platform was released today and confirmed that for the second consecutive month, there has been a 7% increase in total filings for all chapters compared to last September. On top of that, the number of commercial Chapter 11 filings rose by an even more staggering 76%, a sure sign that despite promises of government relief and stimulus packages, times are still hard for many businesses across America. How the recession could affect different industries and people. In the wake of an impending recession in 2023, it is important to consider how different industries and people could be affected by it. Though recessions are a normal part of the economic cycle, they do have the potential to have a major impact on businesses and the lives of individuals. For businesses, a recession could mean lower sales and profits as the consumer demand for goods and services decreases. Companies may have to scale back operations or close entirely if they are not able to maintain their current level of production or employment during a recession. Additionally, a small business may struggle more than larger ones due to their limited resources, making them more vulnerable during times of economic hardship. Individuals can also be greatly impacted by a recession. With fewer job opportunities available, the unemployment rate could rise significantly, while wages may decrease due to competition in the labor market. Those who are already living paycheck to paycheck may find themselves struggling even more just to make ends meet, as prices for essential goods and services increase while their personal income remains stagnant or decline. Furthermore, those who rely solely on their investments as their personal income will likely suffer if stock markets crash during a recession. It is important to recognize that recessions can affect different industries in different ways, depending on their size and the nature of the business cycle. For example, manufacturing companies may be hit hard as demand for their products drop, while service sector companies, such as consulting firms, may remain relatively unaffected, since they still provide necessary economic activity regardless of economic conditions. Strategies for protecting your finances during a recession. With a recession looming on the horizon, it is important to think about how you can protect your finances. Relying solely on savings or investments during a recession could be risky, so having strategies in place to help cushion the blow of an economic activity downturn is essential. It is important to protect your finances in order to ensure financial stability and security. Some strategies for protecting your finances during a recession include maintaining an emergency fund. It is essential to have an emergency fund in case of unexpected expenses or job loss. Aim to save at least 6 months' worth of living expenses in an account that is easily accessible but separate from other accounts. Practice smart spending. When the economy slows down, it becomes even more important to be conscious of your spending habits. Prioritize necessities over discretionary items. Shop around for the best deals and take advantage of discounts. Staying informed. Keep up with news and economic updates so you can stay ahead of decisions impacting personal finances and investments. Consequently, you may need to review and adjust your investments, which could mean putting more money into safer assets like saving accounts or bonds. Avoiding riskier investment strategies is key. During times of economic uncertainty, investments that have the potential for high returns may also have the potential to lose value quickly. Why this recession may be worse than any we've seen before. The warning signs are bellowing that a recession may be right around the corner, as central banks across the world simultaneously hike interest rates in response to inflation forecasted by the World Bank. These hikes seem to be coming all too quickly, and with a degree of synchronicity unseen over the last half-century, increasing the likelihood of a global recession in 2023. With investors expecting central banks to raise global monetary policy rates to nearly 4% by 2023, a drastic increase of more than 2 percentage points, the threat of a recession is looming. The study finds that if disruptions in labor market pressures continue, the global core inflation rate, excluding energy, could hit 5% in 2023, double the 5-year average prior to the pandemic. Consequently, central banks may need to take extreme measures and hike interest rates by an extra 2 percentage points in order to keep inflation within their target limits. If this were carried out alongside financial market stress, the global gross domestic product would only reach 0.5% in 2023, a 0.4% setback in terms of per capita growth. It is clear that a recession in 2023 could be the worst of our lifetime, and it is important for people to understand what causes recessions, how to recognize them, and the potential long-term impact. The combination of an impending recession with extreme interest rate hikes could be disastrous for global economic growth. To protect their finances from this scenario, investors should maintain an emergency fund, practice smart spending habits, stay informed about news and updates related to personal finance and investments, prioritize necessities over discretionary items when shopping around for deals or discounts, review investment strategies regularly, and avoid riskier options during times of uncertainty. By taking these steps now while keeping up on current events regarding central bank policies governing monetary policy rates globally, we can all help prepare ourselves financially if a recession does indeed occur in 2023.